Welcome back to Al's Kitchen. Today I'm going to be doing a nice chicken Dhansak for 4, BIR style. I often get asked how people can up the quantities of curry from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4, because I understand that most people are going to be cooking for families. I'm going to be using a cast iron wok so we can keep the heat retention in there, as opposed to an aluminium pan, so we can carry on caramelising the gravy and using all the techniques necessary to create BIR style home curries. So let's check out the ingredients. For this recipe, use 1 teaspoon of black mustard seed, 1 tablespoon of cumin powder, 2 tablespoons of sugar. Here I have 2 tablespoons of Madras curry powder and half a teaspoon of hot chili seeds. You don't have to put these in, but I like a nice hot Dhansak. Here I have 1 tablespoon of hot chili powder. Again, you can use mild chili powder. Here we have 2 teaspoons of dried methi leaves. And here I have half a tablespoon of coriander powder, a teaspoon and a half of salt, and here I have 1 tablespoon of tomato puree mixed with some water just to make things flow into the pan when I need it. I'm going to be using a dash of Lee & Perrins Worcestershire sauce and also a squirt of lemon. For the lentils, I've gone for the red split pea. I've used about a coffee mug and just simmered them for about 10 minutes until they're just soft. Make sure you get the grain as you like. Up and down the country, Dhansaks differ. From the very mushy lentil going into the gravy, there you'll just have a nice thick sauce, or sometimes it's a thinner sauce where you can actually see the grain of the lentil permeate in the curry. Here I've diced 4 medium-sized chicken breasts and pre-cooked them as per my recipe. I'll be putting the link in. 2 tablespoons of blended garlic and ginger paste. The oil I'll be using is just vegetable oil. Feel free to use an oil of your choice, but not olive oil. To finish off, I'll be using 2 teaspoons of butter ghee. This is an optional extra. I'll be using up to 6 ladles of base gravy. Again, measure this as you desire the consistency of the curry. This has been heated through. Never add cold base gravy to your curry. It will keep reducing the temperature of your masala base and you will ruin the curry. I thin this out so that it's pourable like soup and not thick and gluey, which will just splutter all over the place. And just to make things a little easier when you put your spices in the pan, I'm just going to add them all together so they can go in as one. Because by the time it takes me to reach my last spice after the first lot could just start to burn. So just add all your spices together. The thing I'm going to leave is the methi, and the sugar and the salt can go in a little later. So there's all my spices. So add a generous amount of vegetable oil. Remember, this is for 4. Get that nice and hot. So try and get it to the correct temperature from the start. So in goes the garlic and ginger paste. In goes all the spices. Don't fry the spices too long, guys. Don't want to burn them. In goes the tomato paste. Just want to cook the tomato out to get rid of the acidity. Then I add a tiny touch of base gravy. In goes the sugar. Another ladle of base gravy. And I'm really using the surface area of this large iron wok here to really permeate the gravy with lots of heat. And here we go, it's already starting to bubble. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to build this curry, adding ladles of base gravy, cooking the base gravy to release the maximum amount of sweetness from the onions that we prepared in the base, and then just add little at a time. It's no good just adding loads of base gravy and letting it boil away. I'm really cooking this base out nicely. Now I'm going to add some more base. Now I'm going to add the methi. I'm going to add the salt now. Now I'm going to add some more base gravy. Remember guys, this is for 4 people. Turn that in. Look at that lovely beautiful gravy there. Wait for all the oil to come to the surface and then we'll add some more base gravy. And when I think I'm done with the gravy, then I'll add the chicken and then the lentils. I mean, usually I would say make individual portions of curries to keep the intensity here. Here I'm just showing you how to build a much bigger curry. This is iron, cast iron, so there's no surface on this. That's why I'm using a metal spoon. And all the residue, don't let that burn. Just push that back into the gravy, back into the sauce. It's nice and sweet. Right, we're going to add some more gravy. We're going to cook this for a minute or so, and then I'm going to add the chicken. So guys, so now we've got everything in there except the lentils of our main ingredients. So these are the lentils I pre-prepared. Now I'm just going to add them 2 chef spoons at a time. I'm going to see what this does to the texture. Can you see the grain in there? This is just how I like it. I don't want the lentils to dissolve, but neither do I want them to be firm. So I'm going to add some more. Okay guys, this is where the Liam Perrins Worcester comes in. All you want is just a little dash of this, nothing too much, just a splish splosh. I do. And again, the same with the lemon juice. I tend not to use fresh lemon juice with this, it tends to be too strong, so anything in a bottle will do. Just a little squirt of that. Right guys, so we're nearly done now, so I'm just going to add a couple of teaspoons of butter ghee. This is optional, it just finishes the sauce off, adds that slight authentic Indian restaurant silkiness to the gravy. So this curry is done now. I'm just going to add in a nice handful of chopped coriander. Put this in right at the end, because if you cook coriander it basically loses its flavour. So I'm just going to stir that through. And now I'm going to plate this up. So here I've plated up the Dhansak. I'm just going to dress it a little. So I'm just going to take a slice of lemon, cut it down the middle, remove the pips, twist it like that, push that in. Going to garnish it with just a few slivers of red bell pepper, nothing too fancy, and just a tiny amount of coriander. So after all that cooking, now it's the taste test. Really lovely. Taste all the lentils going through the base gravy, taste all those lovely spices. The caramelisation is really adding a nice sweet depth to the sauce. Anyway, my job's done for today, and I hope you give me a like if you enjoyed watching this video. Please subscribe and do leave your comments in the section below. I'm Al, and I'm out of here.